the season, February or March, perhaps. But do you remember what Steph Curry was like the last time he was in charge of a team? The last time he ran a regular season, basically as the alpha? Do you remember what that looked like? I'll give you a little hint. That was MVP stuff. That was league MVP stuff. That was 30 points a game. That was 45% from three. That was 2015. We're forgetting about Steph. We're forgetting about the Warriors. They're not gone. They're not going anywhere. When this whole thing is said and done next year, and we love all of our teams, our dynamic duos, our GMing, when we've done it all, loved it all, talked it all over, Steph and Klay have been there. Steph and Klay and Draymond have done it. When Klay comes back healthy, those three just beat the Rockets, just gave the Raptors all they could before Klay went down. Those three, Draymond, Klay, and Steph in particular, are going to remind us who they are. In my mind, the second best duo in the NBA. And Steph, a top 5 player in the NBA. Don't forget about him. Don't forget about Mike telling you the Knicks are going to be a top 5 seed. And don't forget about the Warriors. That's Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Everything for less, only at Walmart. You know, we love offense. We love dingers, the long ball. Chicks dig the long ball, right? Well, baseball's giving you more. And there are some that are very, very upset. They're calling conspiracy. They're pointing back to a funny date, a specific date. The date that Major League Baseball bought a ball manufacturer, bought Rawlings. Is the ball juiced, and is baseball juicing it? Is it a big conspiracy? That's coming up on the Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Radio. Will Kane filling in for Stephen A.
Stephen A. Smith Show is being brought to you by Barbasol. For the past 100 years, generations of men have trusted Barbasol shaving cream to deliver a close, comfortable shave. You're looking good, America. You're shaving with Barbasol.
Now in Staples Center, it's Paul George and Kawhi Leonard against Anthony Davis, LeBron James. Paul George came to the Thunder and asked to be traded. He wanted to play with Kawhi Leonard.
Somewhere or at an undisclosed tropical location. That's a vacation. But I damn sure was supposed to be off. There's no first take this week. I will be doing PTI Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Pardon the interruption. Filling in for Mike Wilbon. I'll be hanging with my brother from another mother, the one and only Tony Kornheiser. My honor and privilege to be with my buddy for over 25 years. And oh, by the way, filling in for my buddy Mike Wilbon. And my relationship with him goes back much longer. But that's a different subject for another day. I digress. Catch me on PTI Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay? So Stephen A. ain't off. But I was supposed to be off today. And whether it was Will Kane, Dan Grassa, or anybody else, I had to sit up there and say, excuse me, y'all, pump the brakes. I'll see y'all can come on Tuesday. This is the first show since Kawhi Leonard pulled off a heist of epic proportions. This is the first day that I'm on the air since Kawhi Leonard has officially become the Don. It is the first day that I've been on the air since Kawhi Leonard said, the king who? You understand, the kingmaker, who that? Do y'all know what I'm about to pull off? Kawhi Leonard, and nobody saw this coming, yours truly as well. We didn't see this coming. Now, I have repeatedly stated, he ain't going back to Toronto. The Lakers are in play. But the Los Angeles Clippers had repeatedly told me in the days leading up to what ultimately transpired, there is no way in hell we're losing out on Kawhi Leonard with the Los Angeles Lakers. He will go back to Toronto or he will come to us, meaning the Clippers. He will not go to the Lakers. And I'll give you the backdrop of that story in just a second. Here's the reality. Kawhi Leonard, standing here today as a reigning champion, a reigning NBA Finals MVP. He is a two-time champion and a two-time NBA Finals MVP. This man told the Clippers, I want Paul George. You want me here to compete with LeBron James and Anthony Davis playing in the same arena? I need help. And I need you to go and to get Paul George from Oklahoma City. Don't worry about whether or not Paul George wants to come, because I already spoke to that brother. And that brother is already telling the Oklahoma City Thunder he wants out and he is willing to come to the Clippers. Y'all got to get it done. And Steve Ballmer, the richest owner in sports, actually. Steve Ballmer, president of basketball operations, Lawrence Frank, head coach Doc Rivers, former executive of the year, arguably the greatest executive in the history of basketball, the one and only Jerry West. These are the four people that were in the room with Kawhi Leonard and his mama and his uncle Dennis Robinson and an agent and some other dude. These are the people that were in the room with Kawhi. What do? They trade 4 unprotected first-round picks, a protected first-round pick, and swap 2 players. And Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So it's not like Oklahoma City got hosed here. They got an awful lot for Paul George, who's going to get paid $33 million next year, who's going to get paid $35 million the year after, who's got a player option on $37.8 million in 2021-22. And if you're the Los Angeles Clippers, considering the fact that you gave up so much, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Get the hell over it. It was a great deal. They had to do this. And you talk about Kawhi Leonard is the Don. He is the man. I want to hear the quiet storm and all. Let me tell you something. He is a damn quiet storm. The things this dude did behind the scenes. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, do you understand what has transpired here? This is a deal of epic proportions. You are the Los Angeles Clippers. You have clearly established yourself as a first-class organization. You got an elite owner and elite executive as his right-hand man. You got Lawrence Frank, who was a former coach and assistant coach in this game, who knows basketball, who works tirelessly. He's a hard worker. His assistant Ringer working under him. Great guy as well. And Doc Rivers is a Hall of Fame coach. People want to come play for Doc Rivers. Kawhi Leonard wanted to come play for Doc Rivers. Whether he's willing to admit that and tell y'all that publicly or not is his business. But I'm here to tell you that's what happened. And when you look at the Los Angeles Clippers, none of that would have amounted to a hill of beans if they had lost out on Kawhi. And Kawhi played put forth the ultimate maneuver. Kawhi Leonard sat up there, and we don't know whether he was bluffing or not, but it damn sure didn't appear as if he was bluffing. Kawhi Leonard sat up there and said, "Yo, I can't come to L.A. and play in the same city, in the same arena as the Lakers, competing against LeBron James and Anthony Davis and not have help. If y'all don't give me any help, there's nothing I can do. But if you give me help, I will come." And that is what he did. And as a result, I'm here to let you know right now, ladies and gentlemen, the best duo is LeBron and Anthony Davis. But the Clippers have a better team. At this particular moment in time, the pieces and the parts match better. I understand you went out and you're the Lakers and you recovered a little bit. Signed Danny Green. Might have overpaid him a little bit, but I like Danny Green. You signed him. Okay. Was it 2 years, $30 million, Nuno? I think that's what the number was. I don't have the paperwork in front of me. You got Danny Green. You brought back Rajon Rondo on a 2-year deal. Boogie Cousins. Listen, I'm not fond of Boogie Cousins. He don't like me and I don't like him. But I'm fair. And let me tell you something right now. I feel sorry for the brother from the standpoint that you talk about a man that lost the money. Right now, Nuno, look at me when I'm talking to you. You can make a legitimate argument that Isaiah Thomas and Boogie Cousins are in competition for dudes who suffered injuries that cost them more money than anybody. Isaiah Thomas easily, them hips, playing with what he had to endure, trying to play through the pain, etc. That dude was in line to get anywhere from $150 to $180 million. Last year, he signed in Denver for a 1 year, $2 million deal. And now he signed a 1 year deal with the Washington Wizards. Boogie Cousins, ladies and gentlemen, the man walked around averaging 28-12. And his Achilles tear, which kept him out until last January. Then he came back and suffered the groin injury in Game 2 of the Western Conference first round against the Clippers. This dude ends up signing for a 1 year deal for less than $5 million. Boogie Cousins easily had 2 injuries that cost him over $100 million. And Isaiah Thomas, I mean, both of them, you can make a legitimate argument. It may have cost them about $140 to $150 million. Boogie Cousins easily cost them that much money. Isaiah Thomas, maybe a little less, but both of them, it cost them over $100 million. Last time we saw Isaiah Thomas completely healthy, he averaged 28.9 points per game, y'all. A couple of years ago. And look at where he's at right now. I mean, it's a tough. I mean, you got people in the media making more money than those dudes. I mean, I ain't gonna say any names. Don't tell anybody's business, including my own. But there are people in the media getting paid more than those two right now. That's how bad it is for them. No matter which way you slice it. But the Clippers are a better team. The parts match better. Ladies and gentlemen, what offense do you know is going to want to go up against the Clippers this year? Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are not only superstars in the game, but they're two-way players who are superstars. They're elite on both ends of the court, offense and defense. Is there a better defensive point guard in NBA basketball than Patrick Beverley? Who is he? I want to know who he is, because I don't know if there is. Montrezl Harrell, you kept him. Lou Williams, you kept him. How in God's name do you manage to pull off a deal with the Oklahoma City Thunder to get Paul George, and you are not forced to give up Lou Williams? Can somebody explain that to me? How does Sam Presti do that? I appreciate all the picks that he got. Please understand, I get it. Lou Williams, the reigning Sixth Man of the Year, a 3-time winner of the Sixth Man of the Year award, making $8 million. The most underpaid player in the entire NBA. There is nobody that is more underpaid than Lou Williams. Instant offense. $8 million. How do you make a deal with the Los Angeles Clippers, forcing you to give up Paul George, and you don't get Lou Williams? How does that happen? I know Lou Williams took a basement bargain deal because he wanted to stay in L.A., and I know the Clippers was going to fight like hell to keep him or whatever. But if I'm Sam Presti, I do everything I can to get my hands on Lou Williams. Everything in my power. But that's beside the point. Nevertheless, here's the bottom line. You're the Los Angeles Clippers. You have Harkless. Remember him from Portland? Pretty damn good defender. Underestimated. He's on your squad now. Montrezl Harrell. He's on your squad still. Landry Shamet. Ladies and gentlemen, the guy that got picked up in the Tobias Harris deal from the 76ers. This dude can ball. Do you have any idea what the Clippers have available to them? Kawhi can shoot. Paul George can shoot. Landry Shamet can shoot. Lou Williams can shoot. Patrick Beverley can defend. Harrell can defend. And he's a monster in the paint. Just physical to beat you up. Clippers have a hell of a team. A legitimate argument could be made. They should be the favorites out west. Now, obviously, again, LeBron and Anthony Davis are a better duo. There is no denying that. But let's be clear. A duo don't make a great team. You brought Rondo back. You got Rondo and Boogie Cousins in the same locker room with Frank Vogel as your coach. Frank Vogel ain't no Doc Rivers. And for those of you that want to sit up there and say, well, you know what, Jason Kidd is really the coach behind the scenes, I got news for you. I love Jason Kidd. I believe he'll be officially the head coach for the Los Angeles Lakers within 2 years. Guess what? He ain't Doc Rivers either. I mean, you look at the Clippers. I mean, come on. What are we saying here? It is time. It is time to recognize the fact that this ain't Donald Sterling's Clippers anymore. And ladies and gentlemen, you are on the verge of being just that and returning to the dark days. If Kawhi Leonard was serious with his threat that if you don't get Paul George, I'm not going to come here. I'm going to have to go to the Lakers and join LeBron and Anthony Davis. If he was serious about that and that had happened, nobody's thinking about the Clippers. They would have become an afterthought in L.A. yet again. It would have been the dark days return, and people would have been saying, Steve Ballmer, why don't you just move the team to Seattle? But because of this move, orchestrated by Kawhi Leonard, the Los Angeles Clippers are every bit of a player in the championship equation as the Los Angeles Lakers. This is something special, y'all. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. You're listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio, ESPN News. I just can't say enough about what the Clippers have done. And oh, by the way, let's not poo-poo the Lakers either. Rob Pelinka didn't do a bad job going out there and getting Denny Green. All right, JaVale McGee's going to return. Rondo's going to return. You picked up Boogie Cousins. I'd still like to see the Lakers add another shooter. That's just me. But the Lakers and the Clippers are the two championship favorites in the Western Conference. Portland can't be ignored. Denver can't be ignored. Utah can't be ignored. Houston can't be ignored. San Antonio with DeMar Carroll and Morris. I mean, let me tell you, Marcus Morris, let me tell you something right now. Both of those two on the San Antonio Spurs, San Antonio has some depth. Can't be ignored. But the two clear favorites in the Western Conference have to be the Clippers and the Lakers. And I have to give the edge to the Clippers because they'll be better defensively. Danny Green helps defensively, but he ain't these dudes. He ain't Kawhi and Paul George and Patrick Beverley.